6 months ago, I did a social media detox for a month where I deleted Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter from my phone. And I loved it so much. My life was never the same once I did that, so I decided to do it permanently. And in this video, I will share the results, why I decided to delete the apps, and how you can go about doing this yourself. Now, the first reason why I decided to quit social media is that I wasn't present in the moment. Now, a few years ago, I was traveling the world as a nomad, and my life looked perfect on the outside. People were scrolling my feeds, I was getting the likes, I was getting the shares, but it took so much work to get a good picture. I remember being on Machu Picchu, and I had looked forward to that moment my whole life. But then the whole day I was just chasing strangers, asking them to take a picture of me. And I got so frustrated when they only took a few and left because, as you know, it takes around 100 pictures to get one really good one, at least for me. It's always like the double chin coming out or I'm blinking. And I never want to spoil the present and a perfect moment in my life like that ever again, just so I can get a few likes on social media. And I realized how bad this social media culture is when I came to Bali 2 years ago. And I was in Nusa Penida, an island, and there's this viewpoint that is super famous on Instagram. And it was a queue, and it took me, I think, 1 hour or more until I was at that viewpoint. And people were arguing, trying to cut forward in the queue, everything to get those likes. And it was just mind-blowing to me because this whole island was beautiful, but everyone just wanted to get that one spot and stand in an hour wasting their day just so they could get those likes. And then I realized, what am I doing here? Why am I waiting an hour in this line, being stressed out, getting a sunburn, just so I can get some likes on a photo? Reason number 2 why I deleted my social media apps is because I was comparing myself to others. And I care way too much about what other people think of me than I should. I was what people might call an Instagram model. I was traveling around the world, taking photos of myself in different locations. And looking back, I had a really good body back then. Now with the quarantine, I've gained a few pounds, but back then I felt like I was ugly. I felt I was comparing myself to all these other Instagram models who had bigger boobs, bigger ass, slimmer than me. They had the thigh gaps. I didn't have the thigh gap. And these models I was jealous of, they were in turn comparing themselves to other models. For example, one gorgeous German model I was following, she got a boob job because she didn't feel like she was beautiful enough. This is crazy. So even Instagram models feel like they're not good looking enough. And it's really toxic, I think. It's really toxic. So I really felt I needed to take a step back from that. Reason number 3 why I decided to quit social media is because these social media companies are not very ethical. When you download a Facebook app or Instagram, look through which permissions you are giving away. They want access to everything about you. It's really creepy. And it's gotten worse over the last year. Not only does this mean that they can sell this data to companies, so you are in fact a product, but this also means that they can spy on you, and Mark Zuckerberg could literally read your DMs. It's not just between you and the other party. So especially if you are a light worker and you're sharing sensitive or controversial topics with the world, you can get banned, and it could even be a threat to you. I feel privacy is a human right, and I don't think anyone has a right to spy on that. And that is one reason why I just do not feel good being on social media right now. Reason number 4 is that social media is a time thief. Have you ever gone into your phone's screen time, I think it's called? It's quite scary to see how much time you're spending on different social medias. I used to be spending 3 hours on social media every single day. When I'm on my deathbed looking back on my life, I will not remember those 3 hours per day scrolling through my Instagram and Facebook feeds. No, it will be the experiences that I had, the things I built, the connections I made. Reason number 5 is the political bias and censorship. As you definitely must have noticed the last year or so, is that channels are being taken away that is that are controversial, that is not with the mainstream narrative. Everything that is not the mainstream narrative gets shut down, banned, or demonetized. And they've also introduced fact checkers to make sure that everyone is just listening to the mainstream media narrative blindly, don't think for themselves. You might see a little pop-up, for example, if someone mentions the V or the virus, there will be a little pop-up down below saying, for the correct information, check here. And I feel like it's really, really scary because it's taking away our freedom of speech. When we lose freedom of speech, we're no better than communist countries. Right? That is what it is, controlling speech, controlling the narrative. That became really painful for me to see. And I didn't want to support that. And then reason number 6 why I deleted my social media apps is because I felt lonely. So especially watching the Instagram stories, I used to be the one, traveling around, having all these experiences. But then once UK shut down and my friends back home in Sweden, they were still able to do everything, live life normally during this crisis. It was really hard to see. They were having parties as normal. They were going on skiing holidays in beautiful North Sweden. I just felt major FOMO. And here I was just alone with my boyfriend here in the UK, doing nothing for a year. It just made me feel miserable. And the thing is, I actually really like being alone, but seeing everyone enjoying their lives so much when I'm just stuck here doing nothing except working, it made me compare myself to other people, which can become quite toxic. So it's now been around 6 months since I deleted my social media apps. My life has literally not been the same. I feel so much more present. When I do go on day trips here and there, for example, I went on a camping trip in the autumn last year before lockdown, and it was just so nice to not have to prove myself to other people, to be able to just be in the moment and enjoy that experience and not having to be like, oh, I need to get the stories to show everyone how perfect my life is. Yeah, it was just an intimate moment with my boyfriend in nature, enjoying the wildlife, cooking together, and it's beautiful. And I don't think I could go back to how it was, spending hours taking photos from different angles every time I travel or outside the house. I feel happy now without validation. When I do take a photo, it's for my own memories. I don't care how I look in that photo. It's just so I can memorize these beautiful moments. And I don't need any filters or anything like that. I'm also saving 3 hours per day now that I'm not spending on social media. So I have been taking time to read a lot. Reading is one of my favorite activities to do. I have a long morning routine now where I'm going for nature walks, I'm meditating, exercising every day. It's just wonderful. My mornings are so much more peaceful. I used to wake up and just go straight to Instagram, see how many new likes or followers I had. Now I don't even have any of those apps, so I can't do that. I just wake up with an immense gratitude to be here on earth right now, and I take my time making my breakfast. It's a slower pace of life, and I love that. I love how more present, grateful I feel for my life without any comparison with other people. I've also been able to get so much more work done as an entrepreneur. I've really been able to step into my mission, and also this extra space that I created for myself has really allowed me to go inwards and think about what it is I want to share with the world. What are the next products that I want to create to help people? Another huge benefit is that I feel I have so much more control over my life. I used to constantly be checking my Instagram messages, my DMs, and I actually deleted WhatsApp and the Messenger app as well, because of privacy reasons. Before I deleted them, people were able to call me 24/7, and when I deleted them, people couldn't do that anymore. So now when I want to have a call with someone, I reach out to them, or if someone wants to talk to me, we book in a call during a time when I'm available and when I want to talk to them. Time is the most valuable currency we have, just limited in this lifetime. If you're constantly just replying to messages, getting phone calls, swept away here and there, it's hard to really get into your mission and enjoy your life, I think. And then of course, another huge benefit is I have so much less screen time now. I'm so much less attached to my phone. I just use it to listen to Spotify mostly. I have some bank apps, things like that. I actually took it one step further. I had the newest iPhone and I downgraded to the oldest Google Pixel phone. And that has helped me a lot with getting rid of my phone addiction. So if you want to limit or cut out social media from your life, what should you do? Well, there are different levels you can go to. If you don't want to get rid of social media, one option is just to remove the notifications from your phone, so that you will be less inclined to open your phone every time you hear a notification. The level above that is to just remove the apps from your phone. So the Instagram app, Facebook app. And this is what I decided to do, because then Facebook and these tech giants have less information about me. There's less permissions if I'm just using the desktop versions. And I didn't want to go cold turkey and delete the social media completely, the accounts, as I am a content creator. That is my business model. And in the future, I might want my virtual assistant, for example, to post for me there. So that's one option. This is also a good option for you if you just want to do a shorter detox, or you're not sure if you want to get rid of social media forever. And the next level and the highest level is to just remove the accounts completely. That's what I did for Twitter and LinkedIn. I didn't feel like they were adding any type of value in my life other than stress, and they would also not be useful for my business since I'm in the spiritual niche. This is a good option for you if you don't have a business involving content creation, or you feel really addicted to social media, that it's like really taking over your life and you don't want any option to be able to go back. Then simply remove the accounts and delete the data. I feel social media can be really entertaining and it's a good way to stay in contact with friends, but there are other ways for entertainment. For example, YouTube. I know that that could count as a social media, but for me, I have a very healthy relationship with YouTube. I use it more as a self-growth tool. I look at videos about minimalism, spiritual videos, channelings. The positives far outweigh the negatives with YouTube. And when it comes to staying in touch with friends, you can use more privacy-focused platforms like Signal or Telegram, where it's encrypted so that these tech giants can't spy on you there. Will I go back to social media in the future? Maybe. At the moment, I'm just busy enjoying my life, being present and not comparing myself to other people. So not in a while. Now, I'd love to hear your opinion about social media, how it affects your life. Are you going to delete social media or just limit its use? Let me know in the comments. Have a beautiful day.